you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. You weren't with me shooting in the gym.
What's going on, folks?
Yes.
Welcome back to the No Home Thoughts Podcast.
We're
your host, I'm Rye.
It's Brian.
And on today's episode, we just want to talk to y'all about the year we're in right now.
Yeah.
2020.
2020.
How are things with you? Everybody knows, obviously, Corona is still going on. Some people know more than others because some people are right back to their regular everyday lives and acting like nothing happened. Because I was on the road and traffic is back. There's a difference between quarantine, what's on the road, and what's on the road now.
Right.
But many other things have happened here in 2020. There's been some passing of some greats. So just tell me how y'all feel about 2020. What's going on with y'all and how everything is.
Fix your cheap ass phone.
Y'all see us?
I mean, shit. I mean, it can't, I mean, it's in our face. Yo, let us know if y'all can see us because the camera's like directly in our face. So I just, just let me know. Let me know if y'all can see us.
Yeah, so what you have to say about 2020?
2020,
has been a bit of a rough year for some people. And it's still going. We still got 4 months. I had to count real quick. I'm like, what month we in? We still got 4 months to go. I know some people want to fast forward through 2020 to get to 2021.
Right.
But let's talk about what's going on right now.
What's going on right now? We lost a lot of people in 2020.
Seems like it's been like a wasted year. Like we lost a lot of time, a lot of people.
I'm not gonna say it was a wasted
Not
year,
wasted, but
yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. 2020. I mean, for me personally, it was like a bittersweet. So, like, it was a lot of things that I accomplished in the year 2020, and it was a lot of losses, meaning like, just people in general, lives, jobs, some people, opportunities. It wasn't, those opportunities probably won't be presented to them again. But for me per se, 2020 was a great year for me. I'm just being honest. I can't lie. 2020 been a hell of a year. Like I said, Meek Mills wins the losses, but for the most part, we had a great year. I mean, well, I had a great year. How did your 2020?
It hasn't stopped me from doing anything, but it's dictated to me things more than any other year has.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. But that doesn't actually necessarily mean it's a bad thing. Because sometimes, uncomfortability breeds change and it breeds you to do better things and have different type of knowledge. But it also...
It's a reset button. He said, my man said it's a reset button. Yeah.
But it's a reset depending on where you was at, where you last saved the game.
Yeah.
So, I say by save the game is where you're at mentally.
Just think about it. I mean, look what we doing in 2020. 2019, we didn't have a podcast studio. Now we have a podcast studio in 2020. I mean, now granted, the 2020 didn't start off right because, we lost, of course, like Kobe, the Corona hit, and then, a lot of deaths but that's just the media trying to make us afraid. I mean, whatever. I mean, I have my own opinion on that. I don't want to, not be sentimental.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
For people that lost their loved ones due to the time that we in. But at the same time, I had a good year. I mean, outside of the people that we lost. So, like my man Carl said, Cheesecake Man. I had to do that for my man. It's just a reset. You know what I mean? It make you analyze like your entire life, you start questioning yourself. What you made of? You know what I mean? I've been seeing the posts that been going on for so long. I've been saying the posts that been going on for so long, and they've been saying, if 2020 didn't bring the hustle in you, then it never was in you. And I just laugh at that because everybody not a hustler. Some people is just workers. Some people not doers. You know what I mean? It's just a fact. And that's okay. I mean, it's okay. Because at the same time, how I look at it is, if you own the property, if everybody own property, who I'm gonna rent to? So, I'm sorry, it's not for everybody. Everybody can't get it done. You know what I mean? For me, Shar and Vanessa, what's up? For me, 2020 been a great year, but like the people that we lost, and then we just lost some good people. Of course, Black Panther. Shout out to Black Panther. That was a tough one. Cliff Robinson, basketball player, Portland Trail Blazers. What was his name?
John Thompson.
John Thompson, Georgetown coach, and it was somebody else that you named.
Lou Holton.
Who Lou Holton?
Arizona head coach, college basketball. Yeah.
Yeah, I probably got to see his face.
But he was recently lost. But I mean, every year you're gonna lose somebody. But it just, I don't know. It seems like because, like you said, the media, it just like it's piled on you.
Yeah.
While they're beating on your head about the coronavirus.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like truthfully, like for real. Like as you get to thinking about 2020 and just how the year been going, it's painful, and sometimes you gotta mentally get yourself like right to deal with what you're dealing with. It is tough. You know what I mean? Now when you get a cold, you thinking, you know what I mean, that you might got the corona. Then you can't show no love because
you can't show no symptoms. Don't be sneezing and coughing in front of everybody.
You can't
even sneezing. They never said sneezing was a symptom, but you sneezing in front of somebody now.
I know. I mean, it's just that everybody look at everything totally different. You cannot do certain things. You can't show love. That's like the key. You can't show no love. You know what I mean? Like who want to be in a situation that you can't show no love? Like I can't say, let me give me a hug. I love you. You know what I mean? Everybody kind of like standoffish because everybody just waiting for what the media say.
Sometimes, sometimes I put my hand out to shake somebody's hand just to see,
and they just give you the pound back,
just to see what their reaction is. A few people like froze for a second, looked at me, and I'm like, all right, I got you. I understand. That's just how it is.
This is my thing. So when it's all said and over, when it's all done, well, it's not going to probably ever be done at some point. But whatever, like however you feel about it, they're going to wait till the news say
it's okay to shake hands.
It's okay to shake hands. You're an idiot. I'm just sorry. If anybody just waiting for the news to say that it's okay, then you're an idiot. If you can't move on your own time, you should have been washing hands anyway because you already know, like, people with germs, touching the gas pump, you know what I mean, touching doors. Like, you already know this type of stuff. Like, you already know. This is not a debate.
Nah.
This is definitely not a debate. You're an idiot. If you sitting here waiting for the media to say, hey, the counts is down, y'all can go talk to people, y'all can go hug people, you're an idiot. You know what I mean? For me personally, I move regular. Like I never changed anything that I do. I stayed in the house. Why? Because it was no reason to be outside. It was nothing outside. I mean, yeah, I got dressed up to go to the supermarket. Man, but that was it.
It was almost like you was gonna get harassed.
Yeah.
For being outside, and now you can't go outside without a mask.
Yeah, you can't go outside without a mask, and you putting on a mask. Everybody that wear masks right now is not wearing the correct mask for the most part. They already said that like to wear certain masks, it got to be what it was called, like a something 90 N95 or N91, whatever it's called. Nobody's really wearing that mask because it's corny. It's not designed. You can't show your logo. It don't match your clothes. Look at that. Look at that. No holding thoughts. Yes.
And then they said you have to, if you're going to make your mask, it's supposed to have 3 layers on it. Some people just have.
Ain't nobody doing none of that.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody doing that.
That's the honest truth. And
that is a fact, my man. Call my man. That boy always dropping jewels, man. I can talk to this guy all the time, but that's a fact. We dealing with a bunch of sheep, man. A bunch of sheep. Sheep follow sheep. I mean, they just do what everybody else do. I mean, if they tell you on the news, how many times you heard a story about the corona? They don't tell you many stories about somebody, a corona survivor. I swear to God, I only heard about 5 stories. They say 100,000 people died.
And when they tell you about the corona survivors, they only bring them on so they can tell you about how bad it was. That's it.
Yo, poo.
They be like, yeah, go ahead and tell people, you know, how the hellish 3 weeks you had trying to get over the corona, or you know, all your complications from corona. Listen, they can't put somebody on camera and be like, well, how was corona? Oh, I felt fine. It didn't do anything.
Right, but even with what's his name, Tom Hanks. Remember, Tom Hanks was one of the first ones. It was like, Tom Hanks got it? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, it's over. When Tom Hanks got it, his son was like, oh, they in Australia or Alaska or something like that. They doing fine. They doing good. No symptoms or anything, no signs.
Another update.
Never. Nobody ever said anything from that point on. What's the basketball player from the Boston Celtics? Marcus Smart. Once he recovered from it, he was willing to donate his blood to help other people. Donovan Mitchell.
The biggest thing with me with the coronavirus is the fact that is the quarantine itself. They just like. All these players, not like there's a bunch of them, but in the MLB, because MLB is operating without a bubble, when you hear about them catching it, it's just all they're doing is postponing the games. What's going on with them when they have it? Like it's not like you hearing anything. Oh, the Marlins got it, and 7 of their players are violently sick, and how are they going to recover from this? It's just that they had it, they quarantined, they had to travel with a bunch of. With half the roster, and have you heard anything about them again? No.
You know something that I wanted to say is like a big contradiction in this world, right? This is how you know, like this is where I want people to tune into this. So everybody been saying what like the CMOS been doing, and everybody been talking about like taking vitamin D's and all these pills and all these things to help the immune system, build the immune system. If that's the case, why is people so concerned about the corona? Why does that play? I'm not saying that it's nothing real. I don't want nobody to get my words misconstrued. The corona, COVID-19 is real. I'm not saying that.
I think we all can agree on that.
Right. But my question is, if all these things supposed to, the CMOS, that's what they say. The CMOS supposed to boost your immune system. The vitamin D's and all these other things that the supplements and herbs. Why are you so worried about the corona if you taking CMOS? Because CMOS was the goal of this pandemic. But why you worried about the corona if you taking CMOS?
I don't know. I mean, because it begs the question. So many people are like, oh man, I'm not doing this until they get the vaccine. I'm not going here until they get the vaccine. So it's like, so the vaccine's the end all be all then.
I remember. Oh my God, man.
So once the vaccine gets here, everybody should go exactly back to what they were doing before then.
Man.
That's what it's all about.
I'm not gonna lie. My kids, nobody in my household, we don't get no vaccines. Zero. We don't. No, they got this shot that say that it can prevent you from getting cancer. I'm alright. We did studies. They got commercials or whatever. No, we okay. We okay. Because we don't have enough studies on it. You know what I mean? That's
the number one thing why I wouldn't get the coronavirus vaccine. We've all been in quarantine and you've seen those commercials. They got talcum powder commercials. That if you took talcum powder, you could be a part of a class action suit. Talcum powder, baby powder.
Right.
You mean to tell me baby powder been out since before I was even thought of, and y'all got some issues with that? Y'all gonna think y'all gonna give me a brand new vaccine that y'all just came up with? Nah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm good.
A lot of people, I don't know why people so dependent
in a rush to take these drugs.
And to the government. The government job is not
to cure you. It's not to cure you.
You gotta be careful.
Damn all that. It's the government's job is not to cure you.
No, that's a
fact. Get as much money from you as they can.
You gotta keep in mind. They not to cure you. It's to keep you coming back. I mean, it's not to fix the problem.
Ain't no money in the remedy.
Yeah, of course not. You know what I mean? So
if something's going on and it costs you $30 to get rid of it, that means I'm only gonna get $30 out of you.
Yo, poo.
But to bring down the symptoms a bit,
right?
And it costs $10 every time you get it. You're gonna give me $10 every time.
Yeah, because they was even saying, I went to a doctor's office and he was even saying that they can create a vaccine that can get rid of the corona.
That's not the corona. I'm just.
They got a vaccine that can get rid of the corona right away. Bang. But instead, they don't want to do that. They're going to do it yearly. They're going to do it year by year. The reason why they're going to do that, obviously, to make money off of it.
Of course.
Now, of course, it's not like out of pocket.
You scooched over a little bit, though.
You mean?
Yeah. I said it wasn't the corona. And it seemed like you kept on going farther and farther.
Oh, man, I ain't worried about that, man. You know what I mean? I got things that can fight the corona. Right. I got enough germs in me to fight.
You already know about you and germs.
You already know. Everybody know how I feel. You gotta get a little germs in your body. You know what I mean? Everybody was at that point. You gotta eat dirt before you die. Yeah, come on, man. You ain't say that?
No. You already didn't say that.
You didn't say that. You gotta eat dirt before you die? What kid didn't say that, man? Come on, man. You kills me, man. I'm rolling. You know what I mean? I got the thing done.
My bad. You right. Go ahead.
At least lie. Damn.
Man, I said that's every day. Every day with me.
No, but at the same time, I mean, a lot of people, and then with the unemployment, so a lot of people lost their jobs in 2020. Some companies not opening back up. And I know this is too positive for people to sign on and stay listening. But guess what? This was going on in your neighborhood. And at the same time, I'm pretty sure that at some point you're going to be affected by it. And you don't want to hear it. So what? You know what I mean? It's the truth. The pandemic made a lot of people lose jobs. A lot of jobs, like I said, it's not going to open anymore. A lot of people collected unemployment, and then a lot of people got that PUA money. You know what pisses me off? Let's get into this. What pisses me off with a lot of people, they so concerned about people collecting PUA money. They say, oh, that's the PUA money. So what? How about that? So what? It's money. It's money that's coming from the government, from the federal, that they giving you, and people so concerned about, oh, you broke, because that make you broke. This is a poor, this world is just jacked up. just because you get PUA money, that's a negative thing. So if I buy something, being out of work, I had a job. So now my job closed or whatever the situation is. I get my unemployment for $100. Let's just say, I'm just throwing a number out there. I get my unemployment for $100. They add an extra $600 and you see me in a store and you say, oh, that's that PUA money. That is some of the stupidest shit. That is stupid. That is stupid. Black people, man. Black people. I don't understand that. The government is giving you money.
Based off of what happened.
Based off of what happened.
That's it.
Who is not going to take the money that you did not work for? Everybody in the world would love to receive money that they did not work for the right way.
Right.
You just sitting home and somebody just knock on your door. Hey, here goes $600.
I'll be back next week.
What? Oh, thank you.
Mess around, you wouldn't be back next. I'm following you for a week. Just in case you might not come back. Oh, nah, bro. Where you going? Let me put my shoes on.
We was in Primark, and it was two ladies that was arguing. We was in Primark. Whatever people want to think about Primark. We was getting the kids some clothes.
What was they arguing about? Not that it matters. I'm just like...
They arguing about... Well, one lady was trying to get in front of the other lady. And one lady was like, oh no, we've been waiting in line all day. You're not about to get in front of me. So...
Makes sense.
She still bust. I mean, it was just like, at this point, it was just like, okay, go ahead. You do you. So... As she was standing in line, the lady that bust started yelling to the other lady that she had a problem with. She said, you broke. Y'all all over there, y'all doing this, y'all doing that, y'all broke. I bet you that's that PUA money.
Well, yes it is.
If I was them, I would have said it even if it wasn't. Because it doesn't matter. I'm like, man, I never seen. I remember I was embarrassed. I used to get bust on because my mom used to shop at Save-A-Lot. And I used to be embarrassed. And I just was like, wait. I'm embarrassed about
having food in your belly.
Having food in the belly. But wait, the people that was busting on me didn't have food at all. That doesn't make any sense. I'm embarrassed to say that my mom shopped at Save-A-Lot and they don't have no food. I'm like, man, we just gotta learn. You know what I mean? We just gotta learn.
That's why I agree with some of the people that I've seen the posts that are like, 2020 showed us that Corona is not the virus, that the people are. And that's 100%. There's been a lot of...
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it's been people 2020 has divided us a whole hell of a lot.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make any sense because some of the stuff I would think,
right?
Some of the stuff that we're divided on, people like make you take a left turn, like the George Floyd incident. The chick wants to bring up, oh, he had a criminal record or whatever. What does it matter? And what we saw didn't have anything to do with the criminal record. Right. The Jacob Blake incident. Your boy Brian Urlacher, because you said he was better than Ray Lewis. Your boy Brian Urlacher.
You got your damn mind. Wait, we got somebody that want to jump in the Lions Den.
Hello, this is a free call from
Kurt. Oh, man.
An inmate at FCI Rockview. This is a call from Pennsylvania State Correctional Institution, Rockview. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse this free call, press 2. If you would like to permanently block, thank you for using secure. You may start the conversation now.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Yo, what's up, man? Yo,
you hear us?
Yo, Kurt. Kurt. Yo, Kurt.
I don't know if you can hear us.
You. You. Listen, man. Yo, what's up? What up, Wale? Yeah.
Maybe he'll call back.
He talking about what's up, Buns, man. Don't forget the B. It's B Buns. Everybody, that was B Buns was my rap name when I rapped back in 2000 early 2000s. Those days is over. You know how hard it is to write a rap? I try to make a rap for 2020. This was crazy. I was actually going to do this. I was rapping off Heaven and Hell. Some just go to college. I couldn't do it.
Hello, this is a free call from
Kurt.
Y'all hear
an
it?
inmate at SCI Rockview. This is a call from Pennsylvania State Correctional Institution, Rockview. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse this free call, press 2. Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Yo,
What up?
Yo, what's up, man? You got a cricket?
No, not at all.
No, so
About 15 years ago, yeah.
listen. So we sitting up here just talking to of course that we live. We telling the people like what's going on for 2020. Man, there's a lot of stuff that happened in 2020. A lot of people had some bad years. A lot of people had some good years. What you take on it?
I mean, wow. You could definitely see the pros and cons in it. I mean, from the outside, we could definitely look at all the negative that's happened. You know, it started off the year with Cove dying. I think that was really bad. And then the next thing you know, you got COVID-19 in the scene. And then all this race relations stuff, but at the same time, I think with all this, with all the racial inequity that's going on in the world, I think it's for everybody to take a major look at themselves and seeing what's really need to be changed.
I think that's a fact, man. That's actually what we just got finished saying, man.
And what do you think the biggest thing that needs to be changed?
I think the biggest thing that needs to be changed has to deal with the perception of what we are in America, because there's so many different definitions of what America is. If you're coming from a different country, then you think America is like one of the best things in the world, which it really is. But if you're already here, you don't really get a chance to really see the things that other people would see and we take it for granted. But I think now with all the race relations and everybody being on board with how everything is not even and the injustices that's going on, I think that's going to propel us to become even better as a country and unite us in ways that we probably never thought could ever be possible.
Wow. You think we're going to ever be united, like as a country?
That's a good question. I mean, honestly, I think that we have feelings against people of color and feel like this is their country, stuff like that. They're being called out, and I think they're scared. And the idea of losing their own identity is something that they never really thought of. But the thing about change is it happens, and we just have to either get on board and accept it, or just let it happen without us.
I think one of the
This is a call from
biggest...
Pennsylvania State Correctional Institution, Rockview. This call is subject to recording and monitoring.
I think one of the biggest obstacles with change is, the people at the top, not just, a different color, different class status, like the rich elite. They have to be willing to cede some power and everything if true change is going to happen in this country. Now, what do you have to say about that? How much do you think the 1% is willing to, because the middle class is being eliminated. Is a bigger gap between the rich and the poor. So how do you think that's going to happen, moving forward? are the richest people, are they willing to go ahead?
I agree with you 100%. I think that the gap between those who are wealthy and those who don't have anything is substantial. And what happens is the middle class and people who are working middle class, they get caught in the middle of it, and they just assume like the people who are poor and really don't have any options and resources are taking advantage. Whereas though the people who have the most resources and options don't really give their fair share. But I think the beautiful thing about that is we're living in a time now where we can elect individuals who have the same ideas that we have. So if we have people who are elected officials who aren't doing their job, we have the capability of getting them out. And if the people who
State
are,
Correctional
and the
Institution,
people who feel as though that they've been there for a long time, it's like a certain status quo with the, I guess with the, you know, with those people who all look alike. If you really look at it, there's a lot more women joining in politics. There's a lot more people of color. There's a lot more people who have different sexual orientations that are opposed to what we had like 50 years ago. I mean, people are themselves, and the acceptance of who we are as Americans is really starting to get come out. And that's why I said I think the idea of those people being scared and frightened about losing who they think their identity is something that they can't handle.
Absolutely. To speak on what you said, that's what I always said when people said, you know, Barack Obama ain't do nothing for anybody but gay people. Like one thing I always thought about that is like just look at that statement by itself. Who really would, unless it was a gay president? Who would really do something for gay people? And that's the mindset people got to get out of, because it's like you got to be willing to do things for other people other than yourself. That's the only way change gonna happen, because everybody who's in a position of power now, what's going to stop them from doing something for anybody else who looks different from them? Why would you do anything for anybody else if all their ideals don't line up with exactly the way yours are? If you're the rich white guy on a country golf course, you want the other rich white guys on the country golf course to make the money. You're gonna do deals with them. You're gonna, you know, make sure their kids get to where they need to be. But what about people who don't look like you, who, you know, they're not bad people, but they don't exactly agree with everything that you agree with?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I think that it's unfortunate that we had 8 years of a president like this. Mind you, this is one president that we had in modern history that you can really not have anything discriminatory or bad to say about this guy. Like, he has no scumbaggishness in him, but yet he couldn't really fulfill the things that he really wanted to do because you had so many people in opposition before he even had a chance to do his job. And it's sad because as a country, you would think that everyone would bond together and want the best for everybody, but that's not the case. And I think that if Obama had the opportunity to do the things that he probably really wanted to do, whether it's for the black community or whatever, I think that he would have been criticized. Whereas though you got this guy that's in the office now, he feels as though that he can pretty much do whatever he wants to do when it comes to getting his friends' money and lining his own pockets. And no one really criticizes him about any of the decisions that he's made about that. And if they do, then they're made to look like they're fools, and it's called fake news. So, I mean, like I said, it's unfortunate that we had to go that route, and we had the opportunity to really make some change. But I mean, now it's better now than never.
No, I absolutely agree with that. And I don't want to criticize the president too much. He is the president. He got voted for. And you know what happens when you criticize him too much. But at the same time, I think that adds fuel to the. I think he's adding fuel to the fire when it comes to, you know, people being on two different sides of things. Because he comes out his mouth and said, you know, he doesn't have to agree with the players or anybody peaceful protesting, but he comes out and pretty much bashes people for peaceful protesting, and then, you know, people who agree with him, you know, they're praised for, you know, their violent protests.
Yeah, like one thing about him, his loyalty meter is on a beam. Like if you ride with him, he ride with you. No matter if you're wrong or not, he'll stick up for you. And I agree, like not to criticize anybody because, like you said, he was voted for. But the ideas that he has, it's not a representation of what the majority of the country is. It's only a fragment of the people who feel the same way he does. And when you come from a country of, you know, just the background that we have here as far as being resilient and being strong, when you have the majority of people standing up for what they know is right, and you have the leader of the free world saying something completely different, I mean, it's troublesome. It really is. And it's confusing, and it causes people to be divisive, and it causes hatred to be spewed, and there's so many other things that you can line up with that. But at the end of the day, I truly believe that love is more powerful than hate, and as long as we continue to always do the right thing, or at least try to, then, I mean, things will always get better. It may not be the best that we probably want them to be, but they'll always improve as long as we put the footwork in and just treat each other with kindness, respect, and with love and dignity that we want for ourselves.
So I got a question. Since Donald Trump, and let me correct it, since President Trump been in office, and you in prison, how did it affect you?
I'll repeat that, I couldn't hear you.
Since President Trump been in office, how did it affect you since you in prison?
I mean, wow, like, just off observation alone, being in prison, not only just in prison, but being in the prison where I'm looking at, you see the divisiveness that I was just talking about, because you have people who don't look like me, who feel that they are better than me, not only because I'm in prison, just because they don't have the same complexion as me. And they have the same ideologies that is being spewed from the White House. So when you're black and you're in a jail and you're being pretty much not overseen, but you're being cared for by people who are white, I mean, it's difficult because these people really don't, most of them don't really understand how to deal with the cultural differences that we have amongst each other. So let alone you put them in places of authority, it definitely causes a lot of issues. But other than that, like, money has been taken away from our budget, whereas though the food that we get, we don't really, you know, it's worse quality than what it was before. You know, I mean, especially with this whole COVID thing, like if you take that into consideration, it caused so much confusion and chaos in here, because you can imagine how it is out there. Imagine being in a land of COVID, but you can only stay in your bathroom for 23 hours a day or 22 hours a day, and all your meals are brought to you in your bathroom. Wow. I mean, like, if he would have, I mean, I don't know, I'm not a scientist and I'm not an expert, but I think that if things probably would have been handled differently, I think that the outcome of where we are as a country would have been a lot different than where we are now.
Well, and that's go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, that's crazy that you said that, because, like you said, a lot of people, like the people he's loyal to are so loyal to him, because I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, the president's done a great job with this." But on the flip side, it was like the whole we've shown clips of the whole time. He's like, sorry about that. It's not real. Don't worry about it. It's a Chinese virus. We're good. We're safe. And we're talking about this is in late March, well, early March, before, you know, it started to affect us over here. But, you know, only got about a minute left. Brian has something to say.
So just give your final thoughts, since you got less than a minute. Just give your final thoughts. Get what you got to say. A lot of people is watching. A lot of people see this video. So just go ahead and get your spill.
I mean, first, I just want to take the opportunity to thank you guys for, you know, giving me this platform. I really appreciate the work that you guys are doing with spreading information the correct way and really getting the facts down. But other than that, man, all I can say is just, you know, try to stay as positive as you can. I know it's a thing called quarantine fatigue, but just try to keep yourself active and be as busy as you can and just stay positive, bro. That's all we got right now. And just care for each other like you want someone to care for you. I mean, look after your neighbors if you can.
That's good, man.
Thank you for using security.
Love you, man. Love you.
All right, take it easy.
Well, that was my cousin. Once again, we have him call randomly. He actually serving a life sentence. For what? None of your business. He's serving a life sentence. And he told me that there's a lot of inmates in there that want to get their voice across and they want to be heard. And this is no holding thoughts. We actually going to give that platform. I actually was thinking about switching the day just for them to call in so that they can get their point across, whatever their spill is, you know, instead of calling in on the time that we have a topic. But today he was able to just flow with what was going on. There's a lot of things that's going on in the prison that people just don't know of. And it's sad. And we just need to get that thing out there. This is what's going on in 2020.
Yeah, when he said even in prison, what's going on at the top has affected him. I didn't expect that. It gets to everybody. Like, look what's going on with him. What's up?
No. You see me.
Shirt.
You see me.
Yeah. So
we on live.
Look how it's even affected him all the way down into the prison system, which you think is a little bit more rigid in the day-to-day activities, that everything is just already set up the way it is. But nah, it's even affected him. Even the quality of the food is being affected. It's bad.
Yeah, that was important. Like he was like
I've never heard anybody say
the
they miss
quality
the
of the food. And he said they don't look at me as a prisoner. He said just because they think that they better than me because of color. And I was just like, wow. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't catch stuff like that. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't tune into these late parts because the show don't get cooking until late into the show. Like when you get to in the 40s, 40 minutes, that's when everything starts to happen. And you just be saying to yourself like, oh my God, I can't believe, this guy just called in from prison and he just dropped them jewels on us like that. For Donald Trump, President Trump, to be elected as the president affected him in prison. That's crazy. I mean, you just talking about a man that's supposed to be getting 3 hots in a cot. You know what I mean? Some free time, some free rec time. That he's never going to see the light of day again. I mean, it's a lot of work behind that if he ever do. But at the same time, for him to be affected by that just because nothing shouldn't change. I mean, food is food. You know what I mean? You eat fried chicken, you eat baked chicken. It should be the same. Yo, what's up, Sean?
Yeah, you would think so. It should be the same. That's why when he said it, I was like, wow.
But he said
2020 is going.
Yeah, he said his 2020. He like, oh man,
And he said add COVID on top of that.
COVID on top of that. People don't understand. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. COVID affected me, not more so that the actual, like the sickness, but just the love, the spread the love. Like you can't communicate with your family. Everybody don't think like you. You know what I mean? Everybody is not like, oh well, hey, what's going on? Like I can touch you or whatever. Everybody, some of your family members just like, you know what? Maybe it's not a good idea for you to come over. You know what I mean? And it's okay, but at the same time, it's just like,
how depressing is that?
It is. It hurts. You know what I mean? Because you can't see your loved ones. I mean, you talking about, 2020. It's just pretty much, it's almost over. You know what I mean? And for you to be able to, not able to see some of the people that you normally interact with, let's say 3 times, 4 times a week, or maybe even, you know, at some point in time. I mean, just anything. You can't do none of that. I mean, it's not about that person. It's not about you as a person. It's about that other person and about how the media push it. Because based off of how they pushing it, they telling you, oh yeah, of course, you know, your grandmother, she 80, 90 years old. You telling them, oh yeah, 80, 90 years old people is dying. And of course, she not going to want to.
She going to check. That's what they're telling you, pretty much. Oh, your grandmother, she out of here. And you're like, oh, and of course, any person with a heart ain't going to be like, man, I don't even want to go around Granny.
Yeah, and I'm just saying it to myself. Like, I'm like, you know what? Let me just stay with my grandmother. Because if I go around my grandmother and something happened to it,
you won't blame yourself.
Right. I probably wouldn't blame myself based off of who I am. But people going to blame me. Oh, yeah, well, she was fine until he came around. Or she might, throughout the process, be like, you know, and my grandmother don't have the best, like, lungs. Let's just say it that way. So at the same time, it's just like, her birthday was August the 22nd. You know what I mean? I couldn't even see my grandmother. You know what I mean? I prefer not to. You know what I mean? It's just, let's just wait for the media to say that the corona is gone so that, you know, we can go forward with this. But it hurt. It hurt a lot, man, that you can't just touch somebody and just squeeze them and just say, I love you.
And it's going to be very interesting these next couple months. I don't know if y'all been outside and noticed little brown stuff on the ground, but that means it's starting to become cold and flu season. So let's see what they say then. The corona mixed with the flu.
Yeah, I think at that point, you know,
just be prepared. That's all I'm saying. If during the summer they were building up and trumpeting it up as, you know, this I mean, like we said, it's a serious disease. We're not downplaying it, but the way the media is playing it, just imagine when it's cold and flu season, how people gonna act.
Yeah, because it's coming. I mean, anytime the weather change, it's like, you know what I mean, you're gonna be affected. Anybody that had asthma, anybody that allergies definitely. You know what I mean? Well, at least claim them anyway. You know what I mean? They're gonna deal with those things. You know what I mean? So I mean, for me, we're gonna still be here Tuesday at 8 o'clock. We still gonna be doing recordings. We have not missed a Tuesday, 8 o'clock in a long time. I think we missed maybe 1 or 2 Tuesdays, and even when we had technical difficulties, I still did something, or you still did something. Like, so the people still was be able to receive something at that particular time. For me, we just going to constantly keep working. You know what I mean? Because my thing is like, what I'm going to do? I mean, what you going to do? Continue to sit on your hands? Just hoping that
they not do that for what, 3 months?
I think it was longer than that, bro. I mean, because you're talking about March, April, May, June, July, August.
Well, I mean, some people opened up way before.
Yeah, some people just said the hell with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people being penalized. Some people is in so much trouble, but at the same time, they like, listen, I don't care. Because me staying home is not going to bring me any money.
Yeah, y'all ain't about to give me a slow death. That's basically what it is. Like, y'all.
And I get it. Right. Because what you gonna do? You gonna just sit in the house? You know what I mean? What you gonna just sit in the house and just say?
I'll sit in the house and do nothing if the electric company stops sending stuff to my house.
I mean, and that's the other thing. Like, what are you supposed to do when an electric company is sending you a bill for $100 and obviously you work under the table or you do side jobs or whatever? And I mean, you got to make it happen. I mean, you got to go out there, you got to mask up, put gloves on, whatever you got to do. You got to make it happen. Because at the same time, what you going to do? You're going to be homeless? Or you're going to be dead?
And
like,
you know
so, I mean,
what is it, where you can't get evicted yet? Oh, it's coming, eventually. Because if you ain't paying nothing and then you get that $20,000 bill because you ain't been paying all these other bills, then what's gonna happen?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I prefer trying and something happened than me just sitting there. That's just like 9/11 when those people was on the plane. They were just sitting there just waiting for the plane to crash into the wall. You're not going to catch me like that.
And some people was...
You're not going to catch me like that.
Crashed near the Pentagon?
Hold on.
Right.
My man right here, you know, he the one that do clothes. What's up, Devin? What's up? Devin Custom Shirts. Yeah, we definitely not going to I'm not gonna sit on no plane and just wait for you to crash into a building. I'm gonna bust your head. I'm gonna fight, I'm gonna kick, I'm gonna punch, I'm gonna spit, I'm gonna do whatever I need to do. We're not crashing like that. You know what I mean? So at the same time, I mean, I'm just telling people, you know what I mean, just stay positive. That was one of the things that my cousin said before he got, you know, disconnected for his time ran out. He only get 15 minutes. But one of the things that he said that was powerful. He was like, man, just stay powerful, positive. A lot of people don't stay positive during this time, man. A lot of times, a lot of these people was being taken out, not because of the corona, because they not staying positive. I'm telling you. Because when you start thinking things, it's gonna come to, it's gonna
beat you down.
It's gonna come right to your front plate. Here it come. Here it come. Bam!
Yeah, when you ain't got the drive or the desire to fight, it's really when you won't get you behind whoop.
I'm telling you. You know what I mean? For me, I just stay positive. I keep it moving, man. I don't have time to be worried about this corona. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not saying that it's not real, but at the same time, I gotta keep moving. We still gotta make business. We still gotta do things. Bills still gotta be paid. Point blank, period. Bills still have to be paid. If anybody gonna tell me that the bills don't have to be paid, I need to move with you. You know what I mean? If you gonna tell me that since the corona, I ain't paid bill, I need to move with you. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that's out there. Listen, let me tell you something. Continue to keep striving to be great, man. Don't allow this this moment to stop anything. You know what I mean? A lot of people, somebody said on one of our lives, well, y'all ain't 6 feet. Get off my live, dummy. We both don't have the corona. So why do we have to be social distance? Idiot. You know what I mean?
We weren't 6 feet apart.
Yeah,
Okay.
They said, oh yeah, y'all ain't 6 feet apart. One time my cousin was like, oh, why you wiping your eye? My hands are clean. Like, and then you'll see people walking around. You ever see these people? They walk around with gloves on their hands, right? They go through the shopping market. They smoke a cigarette. They answer their phone. Then they get in the car and drive. You's a damn idiot. What's the point of wearing gloves then? You carrying the germs with you. At some point, see, the gloves make people lazy. Just wash your hands.
Yeah, it's like
just wash your hands. That's it. It's simple.
It's like what they say with football. The reason there's so many concussions and stuff because they feel invincible with them helmets on.
Take the helmets off.
Take the helmets off. You'll tackle properly if you take them helmets off.
You will tackle properly if you take away the NFL and their helmets.
Yeah, and that's how people are with their gloves. Oh, I ain't nothing to worry about.
Listen, take away the gloves. I don't have a problem. I seen one guy sanitizing the gloves. I said, oh my God. I said, I'm done. I said, these folks is crazy. Disposable plastic gloves, he's sanitizing them. I said, man, people was on some other stuff, man. And you can't change people the way people think about this stuff.
Nope.
You just gotta accept it and just say, hey, this is where I stand. You can say where you stand. And I still do everything the exact the same.
That's what you said about the 6 feet. Where does 6 feet come from? Media.
And guess what? They've been talking about 13 feet. Ain't nobody been saying nothing about that because they couldn't figure it out.
Yeah,
but people so afraid, man. People are afraid to, you know what I mean, whatever. I mean, I don't have no more to say about that.
Yeah, and I think that's
my cousin Samai and my cousin Umar.
And as we talk about
What's up, y'all?
I think when we say being divisive, I think it's divided us into different sides as well. Some people, you know, I believe in staying safe, even if the coronavirus wasn't around. I still believe in washing your hands.
Right, wash
Stay
your
home
hands.
if you're sick.
Stay home.
How about you don't cough in my face and you cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze or whatever?
Right,
Simple
yo, cuz,
stuff.
what's up, man?
All simple stuff. And if you can't get near soap and water to wash your hands, use hand sanitizer.
Hold on.
All these things were available before the coronavirus hit.
That's true. All these things was available. Hand sanitizer, alcohol, bleach, all that stuff. But I just wanted to say, Samai, I need you up here. I need you to tell your story. We're going to talk. I'm going to definitely text you. I'm going to say it on live because we definitely got to have you. You have a great story, man. A lot of people need to hear this. I don't even need to talk. Your story is itself. You know what I mean? Oh, well, you stay the hell away from him. You know what I mean? He don't wash his hands. But cousin, I definitely need you up here. Umar, I definitely need you up here because you was in a community and how you change, how you used to be and what you doing now with the community and all the knowledge that you have. And I'm definitely going to use about the schools, but you know, sometimes you got to wait to hit people with it where it count at. You know what I mean? Schools are starting to get back in play. I seen the question that you have about the schools. 200 schools, and there's only 10 of them. That's 75% academically. That's passing the test. Whatever. We definitely going to use that. I'm telling you. But you got to be careful with some of the things that you say based off of who tuned in or whatever. But we definitely need both of you guys to come up here. I'm gonna reach out to y'all. I got both of y'all numbers, so it's not like it's nothing that stopped me. I just got to pretty much. It's just timing, pretty much. You know what I mean? Okay, somebody, you set the date. Now, when I set the date, and you talk about, cuz I live in Delaware, don't give me that. Because watch this, I'm gonna get you out here. I've been trying to get this guy. Let me tell you something. I've been trying to get this guy to meet me at Uno's for years. How about that? So when I call you, just know I came to you, didn't I? I told you that I was gonna come to you, and you said, okay. You sent me the address. I came to you, and you said, yes, sir, Umar. So you saying that now? Okay, you said 5 days in advance. I got you. Watch this. I'm gonna call your bluff on it. And Umar, you said, yes, sir. Watch this. I'm gonna call y'all bluff. Because this is where it's at. None of that make-believe stuff. We creating something here. You know what I mean? This is none of that fake stuff. None of that stuff that the news is portraying. We giving you facts and what the people really feel. The view of the people. This ain't no look at some numbers and then making people scared. Nah, this is real. We bring it to you real.